You're listening to exclusive coverage of Chiefs football.
When he talks. Jenna, stay back. You'll hear it.
Chiefs and Charles!
Just keep it a little low till he starts talking.
Now, here's the voice of the Chiefs, Nick Colton.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Man, oh man, welcome. The doors are open to the Chiefs Kingdom. I have no idea how many people we have got in here tonight, but we are at Jazz Louisiana Kitchen and our Midwest Ford Dealers Chiefs Kingdom Show. The Jazz Louisiana Kitchen at 39th and State Line, just across the street from the University of Kansas Medical Center, and this score just in. Kansas City 23, the Cleveland Browns 17. The Chiefs are 8-0. And let me say that again. The Chiefs are 8-0. Just to let everybody hear it, we're on 70 stations in 6 states. The Chiefs are 8-0. And yesterday, for Kansas City to do what they were able to do late in the game to get that fumble recovery from Frank Zombo on the punt, that play was huge. You've got it. And for Kansas City, again, to figure out a way to win in the fourth quarter, which they've done now for 8 consecutive weeks, the defense was able to hold on 4th down and 7 and get the turnover on downs. The offense to get 20 first-half points. And our guest tonight is going to be Jamal Charles. He is here tonight with his family. And the way the Chiefs won again yesterday and having Jamal Charles in the house and going to Buffalo to try to go 9-0, you know it's time to put the hammer down, baby. You've got it. Of course, the Book of Sealed Signatures that is found in an archaeological dig somewhere in the ancient temple in the Holy Land. I think it was signed by hundreds of Chiefs fans and sealed on a night where it looked like it was the darkest in Chiefs history. It will be opened only when the Chiefs win a postseason game, and that is going to be a special night. Anyway, we are again at Jazz Louisiana Kitchen. The food here is fabulous. It's where New Orleans and Kansas City come together. There's 2 pounds of hot-boiled crawfish tonight waiting for you, served with 2 pints of selected beers on special. This is a fabulous location. If you live in the Westport area or near the plaza, and of course they've got their location at the Legends, and it is the best Cajun food in the Chiefs Kingdom, so thanks to all of them. As always, we have got the best fans in the National Football League here tonight, and let me just mention some of them. And this is also our homecoming show, as well as our Halloween show. Jamal Charles is here. Folks, it's off the chain. The Chiefs are 8-0. All right, tonight, our Metcalf Bank folks are here. Where are they? In a special suite built just for them here at Jazz Louisiana Kitchen at 39th and State Line. The Red Coaters are here. They do so much to help this franchise. And we've got past queens here tonight. The current queen, quite honestly, is Queen Carol. Queen Susie Bling Bling is here tonight. Queen Brenda of the Red Coaters and Queen Snowstorm Sandy, some of our past homecoming queens. We'll crown a new homecoming queen tonight, Queen of the Kingdom. Also, we have here tonight the Taj Mahal Tailgaters, led by Susie Bling Bling. Kent the Cake Baker is here tonight. Savage and others. The Geeks are here tonight in their costumes. The Geeks of Oz. I mentioned Snowstorm Sandy. There's also other Cindy Lou Who, Autograph Geek is here, Sling Blade Geek is here. I'm not sure who else, but they're all here as Oz. Also here tonight, Casey Chef and his posse are here, otherwise known as El Jefe, as he's gone to the Spanish theme tonight as the KC Chef with us this evening. The Red Hots are here tonight with the Red Guard. Reed's Redheads are here. And we have an honorary Reed's Redhead tonight. Sydney Ricker is here from the Chiefs PR department, the reddest of redheads at One Arrowhead Drive. And it just typifies the spirit of the redhead. Of course, our coach is a redhead, and he talks about it all the time. So Sydney Ricker is here tonight. We'll get a picture with her and the other Reed's Redheads here this evening. Also, Flowman is here tonight, leading the way, and a great group of folks here. We had over 200 people in here. I hope the fire marshal is not listening. Anyway, let's just put it that way. And Jamal Charles, ladies and gentlemen, the toughest Kansas City Chief I've ever had to call games for is here tonight. When we come back, we're going to check in with the man who ought to be NFL Coach of the Decade. Andy Reid is going to be with us when we come back on our Midwest Ford Dealers Chiefs Kingdom show. We're going to be back after this on the Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network.
Visit your local Midwest Ford dealer for a test drive today. Not all buyers will qualify for all offers or Ford Credit Limited Term Financing. See dealer for qualifications and complete details on limited time offers.
Protect those you care about this flu season. Talk to your Hy-Vee pharmacy about flu shots for your family. The single best way to prevent the flu is to get vaccinated each year. And flu shots are now recommended for everyone over the age of 6 months. Keep your family healthy and smiling. Talk to your Hy-Vee pharmacist today about flu shots. Your Hy-Vee pharmacy, where convenience meets care.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
Maybe you're driving to work. Maybe you're driving home. Maybe you're driving the kids to school. Or maybe gas prices are driving you crazy. That's why you should drive by Hy-Vee and sign up for the Hy-Vee Fuel Saver Rewards Card. With Hy-Vee's Fuel Saver program, you simply shop at Hy-Vee and earn savings on gas. You could save $2 or more per gallon each week. Just to drive the point home, sign up for Hy-Vee Fuel Saver today. Some restrictions apply.
Big gains require big plays. Is your business up to the task? When you look down the field, do you see more obstacles than options? If so, it's time to take a time out and consult with BKD CPAs and Advisors, a firm that has proudly served Kansas City and the entire Midwest for 90 years. Our team of knowledgeable professionals can help you reevaluate your offensive strategy. Don't lose precious momentum or let the clock run out. Huddle up with BKD CPAs and Advisors and experience unmatched client service. Learn more at bkd.com.
Third down and 11. They throw a screen to Sherman. He's got one block now, two cuts left, 5, touchdown! Anthony Sherman! It's his first National Football League touchdown! And the Sherman tank rolls into the end zone.
Welcome back, everybody. We are live at Jazz Louisiana Kitchen at 39th and State Line. Okay, it's crazy tonight. Several hundred people, and yes, we're trying to survive this. Anyway, it's our Midwest Ford Dealers Chiefs Kingdom show at Jazz Louisiana Kitchen at 39th and State Line. So many fabulous guests here tonight. And yes, it was a big day because Anthony Sherman, the Sherman tank, rolls into the end zone. He also is the human fire hydrant. And I said this on the air yesterday. Every dog in the kingdom raised its leg in salute to Anthony Sherman. He is a great dude. We'll have him on the show later, and he's done a lot to help this football team. Also later in the show, with us tonight is one of the very, very, very special guests. And again, probably the toughest chief I've ever called a game for, and that is Jamal Charles is with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And he's here with his wonderful family. Now, okay, that being said, now, we always set the tone for the week, and this week we're going to try to go to 9-0 against a tough team because we have to go to Buffalo. Chiefs haven't won there since 1986. The guy that's preparing right now to get our team to go to win in Buffalo, give a giant Chiefs Kingdom welcome to your head coach, Andy Reid.
Thank you, Mitch.
And we'll save some crawfish for you. We got 2 pounds of hot-boiled crawfish.
I heard it's the best in town.
It is really good stuff. And Reed's Redheads are here as well. They're here in force, actually, and near the stage. Okay, let's get into football. And I just want to ask you about your team. They've shown so much toughness in the first 8 weeks of the season. What about your mental and physical toughness to be able to pull that game off yesterday?
Well, that's a big part of where you're at in the season. I mean, we're later in the season when the bodies are tired and beat up a little bit. The guy that you've got on your show, not only did he throw a good block on that touchdown by Sherman, but he's also a guy that got nicked up a little bit in the game and came back and put together a nice second half.
Well, again, Jamal will be with us later, and he's done so much in catching and running the ball. But, man, watching those tapes and just seeing the way he won pass protection. I'm going to start on special teams because the real tipping point of the game was Zombo's recovery of that fumbled punt. First of all, you were able to keep the net for Benjamin. I feel badly for Travis. He's lost for the season now for the Browns, and he's a wonderful kid, great returner. But you kept the web on him. But then Best comes in. I'm going to start with special teams because so many times I end with it parenthetically, but just the massive point of that play, your special teams and Zombo getting that football.
Well, that was big. Our special teams have done a nice job all year. Dave's done a good job of coaching them along with Kevin O'Day and then the players. You got to give them credit. Now, special teams players don't get a lot of credit, at least not as much as they deserve. They're out there banging it every Sunday in non-glory positions, and they week in and week out they just do a great job.
All right, let's get into the defense, and I want to ask you about Derek Johnson. Kendall Gammon, our sideline guy and the former long snapper, had the best line of the day. He said, "Is he up there with you because he's everywhere else down here?" Just what about the play of him and the kind of pro he is, and what he did to set the tone for your defense yesterday?
Well, listen, you can't say enough about him. 12 tackles probably says it all, along with his leadership ability out there. He's making all the defensive calls. He and Kendrick Lewis, I mean, they're putting everything together. And EB, they work it and make sure everybody's lined up and ready to go. So you got to give him a tremendous amount of credit, not only for the physical part of the game and the way he plays and the energy that he brings every day, including game day, but also the mental part of it where you've got to get people lined up. Norv Turner is a heck of an offensive coordinator, and he gives you a lot of different looks and puts a little stress on your defense, and you got to be able to make the adjustments, and DJ does a good job with that.
I want to ask you about that because Norv kind of counterpunched you. This league is all about punching, counterpunching, and they kind of got you on the heels, got the Chiefs on the heels a little bit. The flea flicker, then that kind of flipped the game. They get the field goal. They get the rub play for 47 yards. What about the challenges your defense overall faced at that point of the game, and then the way it responded? Because I counted 27 snaps at the end of the game where you had a 3-point lead, and they held them all the way through that. What about dealing with the punch and counterpunch yesterday?
I'll tell you, Mitch, what's unique about the team is they don't get down. So that's an important quality to have as a football team. You're going to have tough games week in and week out in this league, and the more games you win, the more you become higher on the hit list there. So our guys, they approached it well. They supported each other during the game. Offense supporting defense, defense supporting offense. Everybody was up and kind of into the game. And then most of all, the guys out on the field supporting each other. And if somebody got beat, they just said, hey, we'll get it the next time. And that ended up happening. Everything rallied together later in the fourth quarter, and we were able to get a couple stops there that were huge and ended up being the game for us.
Yep. Again, those plays were huge. Absolutely. And just fantastic in the way that your defense has been able to respond in the fourth quarter when they've kind of been pressed and pushed. Now I want to switch over to the offensive side and your screen game yesterday. There were just some impeccable screens. And what does that tell you about the next 9 weeks or next 8 weeks or so of getting your screen game going and what that means for your overall playbook?
Well, they're good against certain defenses. We felt that they would be good this week, so we pulled them out and dusted them off, and I thought the guys executed them very well. We got everybody involved in them, and we still had some left in our pocket that we probably could have used. I probably could have called those in the fourth quarter there and a little bit more in the second half. So, but anyways, that's a good thing. And the guys enjoy running them. The linemen are good athletes. They get out there and you get those big bodies rolling like we can, and that's kind of a pretty picture.
Andy, when you've had good screen teams, because you were telling me during the week that, hey, they're a very aggressive defense. Sometimes you can use that against them. In the past, when you've had good screen teams, what are the characteristics of being a good, consistent screening team?
Well, the number one thing is you're getting in the hands of somebody that knows what to do with it. So, and then once they're out there, that they kind of start the track downhill. You get everybody going downhill, then it's not so tough on those offensive linemen. They can just get out and run. When they start having to play dodgeball with the defensive back and try to pick up them during, when they're making moves towards the sideline, that's a little tough. So the running back knows that. They start downhill, and that kind of sets the whole defense and brings them right to those big offensive linemen, and then you just let those big guys roll.
I want to ask you about blocking in space, and some of the big guys roll and some of the smaller guys. But I watched the tape this afternoon. Hemingway, Fasano had key blocks on a third down play. Bo crushed his guy on Alex's 23-yard scramble, and then the screen for Sherman's touchdown that we just heard. You mentioned Jamal's block, but I saw Allen with a block. I saw Rodney Hudson with a key block. What about blocking in space, and as a pro and in this level, the difficulty of doing that and what you have to do to be a good space blocker, for lack of a better term?
Well, thank goodness they're good. Those big guys are good blockers, because they're not very good dancers, as you saw in Sherman's touchdown. That was almost embarrassing. But we'll work on that, too, so we'll get that taken care of. But, yes, Dwayne Bowe is phenomenal. I mean, we know how good of a receiver he is and that, but to do those little things like he did on Alex's scramble was just a tribute to him and the effort that he puts in. And he knows. I mentioned about the touchdown that Deuce had that they ended up doubling 82, and then Deuce came free there. So that's how that works. And Junior's getting more play time, and when he gets more play time, he's taking advantage of that and making some plays. So he had some nice blocks out there. He's another big body, 220-pound wide receiver. He gets out there and he can block linebackers along with the secondary players, so that's also a plus. But listen, everybody's working. They're working downfield and trying to make plays for each other, and that's when I tell you they're unselfish. That's what I'm talking about.
And McCluster, you talk about Deuce. 10 targets yesterday, Andy. 8 touches in the game, 7 catches, had the touchdown you mentioned, and you also gave him the ball on a running play. What about his development and what he means for you to try to get everything going in your playbook?
Well, again, we know he's a tough nut. He weighs in at about 165 pounds after Junk Food Friday. So, I mean, that's he's maxing out at probably less than half of the people sitting in your audience there. So it's fun to watch him. He's got tremendous football instincts and balance and quickness. He can catch the ball. He can run the ball. He returns punts. He could return kickoffs if we need him to do that. He kind of does everything. So he's fun to be around.
couple of game strategy questions. The 52-yard field goal. You're up 13-0 at that point. Suck up a rare miss. He's only missed 3 all year. But then that kind of gave field position some confidence to Cleveland. What about your decision there to not punt and go for the 52-yard field goal?
Well, number one, I trust him and his ability to kick the football, and he had been crushing them from 35 before the game. And, listen, it didn't work out on that particular one, but he came back during crunch time there right in the fourth quarter and made a nice field goal. So he's not going to miss many of those. It's part of the game. In that situation, the way the wind was, it was blowing more towards our bench. I just felt like he'd be fine there, and sometimes you just don't hit it right. You probably golfed once or twice, right? So
not very well.
Sometimes you don't hit them right.
I hit one once a couple years ago. Anyway, then the other one, did you think about going for it on 4th and 1? There's at the 22 seconds to go. 4th and 1 would end it. They're out of timeouts. When you kicked the last field goal, did you contemplate going for it there?
Well, I thought about it, and I looked up in the press box, and I saw you telling me to kick it, and I said, well, we better do that, son of a gun. We better kick it. Points are important. So, what's crazy is Dallas had the same situation in it with Detroit, and it kind of went the other way. So that's one of those tough ones. But with our defense and our ability with our kickoff team, I just felt it was the right thing to do, to get points on the board, and then that takes them out of field goal range, and then the chances of them with that time on the clock of scoring, what is it? So you kind of calculate that during all the chaos that's going on. You've got to make that decision, and thank goodness it worked out for us.
Final question, and we'll let you get back to work, and that's with the Buffalo Bills. Studying these guys today, they're second in the league in interceptions. They're second in the league in sacks with 27. I look at some of those high-priced guys on defense, and this has been a tough spot to go play. What about playing the Bills this week and try to get to 9-0?
Well, it is tough. I mean, they're going to have a whiteout, where they dress everybody up in white, and they'll be rocking and rolling there, and so and then you've got good football players that you're playing against. Their defense is a tremendous group of players, and we've got to make sure that we're right there. They've got a young quarterback in there that's a Duke graduate and very intelligent and knows what to do with the football. They've got good players on the offensive side, good solid offensive line. So we've got to make sure that we prepare ourselves this way, and also good special teams, Mitch. So we've got to make sure we prepare ourselves and get ourselves right to go up there and play against a good football team, and that's what our guys will do.
Andy, one final question is about Jamal Charles. You had Brian Westbrook. I loved watching him play and how you used him. You had LaShawn McCoy. Going back, you had Ricky Waters. And I'm not going to ask you to compare guys, but I do want you to – this guy that's sitting with us tonight, how special is he?
Well, listen, as good a football player he is, he's also that kind of a person, and that's probably the most important thing. He's got a brother there that looks like a twin that he looks like he could step in and play too, but I can't say enough about him. He's very soft-spoken. He doesn't brag on himself. You don't have any of that. He just goes out and he plays his tail off. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but I'll put his heart up against anybody.
Well, Andy, thanks for being with us. Reed's Redheads give a special hello to you. We'll let you get back to work. Get ready to beat Buffalo.
They've got one of the queens right there in Sydney. She's right there. She is pure redhead right there, I'll tell you.
She is up, I think, tonight for the homecoming queen. Anyway, Coach, thank you so much. Andy Reid, ladies and gentlemen, head coach of your Kansas City Chiefs. Again, we're at Jazz Louisiana Kitchen in our Midwest Ford Dealers Chiefs Kingdom Show. We've got a special here tonight, 2 pounds of hot boiled crawfish served with 2 pints of selected beers on special. And believe me, the jambalaya is to die for here. When we come back, one of the greatest Chiefs players of all time and the toughest, in my opinion, ever to wear this uniform will join us, Jamal Charles. When we come back after this, you're listening to exclusive coverage of Chiefs football.
Football is a sport like no other. In order to last, you have to be determined, tough, and strong. You may think that these traits only apply to football players, but these characteristics can also be found in union carpenters. When you hire a union carpenter throughout the Chiefs Kingdom, your project will be finished on time and within your budget.
And a gigantic player, ladies and gentlemen. This is our Midwest Ford Dealers Chiefs Kingdom show. And welcome back to Jazz Louisiana Kitchen at 39th and State Line. It is now, and also a special welcome and a hello to the folks watching us tonight, as well as throughout the week on Time Warner Sports, the Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. It is my distinct pleasure now to introduce to all of you, to several hundred fans here tonight at Jazz, the man that I think is the toughest football player ever to wear the uniform of the Kansas City Chiefs. Please welcome number 25, Jamaal Charles. Thanks for coming out, my friend.
I love it. I love the Chiefs Kingdom.
Let's talk about just the change, because you've been around since 2008. You can give a perspective. Only DJ Tomber or Bo have been there longer than you have. But what about the change this year? I get asked all the time, what do you think has happened to this team to turn it around so quickly?
I think just veteran guys. He brought in more experienced guys on the team. Not so much young guys, but he brought guys in that been playing the game for a long time, and I think you need that. I think you need a couple of veteran guys in different positions, and he brought all the pieces, the right pieces, and we just clicked the way he just came in, and everybody brought in by his system, and the system was. I liked the system when I opened the playbook from the very first day, so I just knew we was going to win more than 2 games. When I said at the beginning of the season, I said I know we're going to win more than 2 games.
Well, 2 games after 2 weeks and 8 wins after 8 weeks. This is crazy. Now the world is watching. Even last week, I had University of Texas basketball coach Rick Barnes ask me, what's going on there? Because you went to UT. Like, what's going on? And he really wanted to know what was the psychology of it. We were talking about you and your toughness, but the guys that were there before, you, Brandon Albert, Colquitt, mentioned Bo and Holly, it's like this has been like bread to a starving person. I mean, I just talk to Tom all the time and talk to you of like, hey, this is special. But you guys, even to the younger guys in the locker room, how much is saying, hey, we're going to get this done and work for it?
I think everybody brought in together with just the players. We just tired of losing. We just got tired of losing, and we brought in like how we can make this team better and how we can win. And I think we came from all winning college, and we played in college. So losing was just being hard, and now we got the right coaches leading us in the right directions, that being tough on us, not showing favoritism, and every player he just be tough on us. He been in the NFL a while, and he know how to coach play. He know how to coach players and coach them well. So I mean, everybody just brought in at the beginning of the season. We just say, man, it feels so special. We just win games, and things can change, and I think they believe in it now. Things is changing for real.
It is for real, ladies and gentlemen. And this guy, when he touches the ball, those plays are huge. Let me just, you're not into stats, you're very unselfish, but I'm going to read them off. This isn't you. All right, this is the NFL leaders for most yards from scrimmage. Rushing, receiving, so touches and production. 4th is Megatron, Calvin Johnson of Detroit, right? He just had 300-some yards yesterday. Reggie Bush of Detroit is 3rd. LaShawn McCoy of Philadelphia is 2nd. 1st, Jamaal Charles of the Kansas City Chiefs. I'll tell you what that is, because you're good at this. Tell you what that is. Let's go. Come on, you're good at this. Put the hammer down, baby. You got it. What's been awesome about this, and you talking about open up the playbook, is the fact how you've turned into a receiver. Now, what about what you had to do? Because I watched you all summer and spring and at St. Joe, but becoming a receiver as well as a running back.
I mean, I thought I always had good hands, and I had a conversation with Dwayne. He was like, "Man, you just like you relax when you catch the ball. Like you got some of the best hands on the team." I said, "I know." I mean, what brought into that is just, you know what I'm saying, when I heard Coach Reed was going to be my coach, everybody started, he's not going to run the ball, he's going to throw the ball, but I feel like wherever he can give me the ball, I mean, it's good, as long as I'm making plays and moving the change, and I mean, I had 100 yards every game from scrimmage yards. I mean, that's not rushing yards, but together, combined, I think that's a great feeling for me, because, I mean, I can, I'm changing the game for NFL running backs. not just running the ball. Normally, that's just everybody knows a running back just running the ball. Now they know as a running back running and catching the ball, and that's hard to defend. And teams, I know they go in and out every week. If we stop number 25, we got them. But I can't let nobody stop me.
Not only have you changing the NFL, you've changed all of our lives. Okay, and again, over 200 people slammed in here at Jazz Louisiana Kitchen. One thing, it snuck in. Yeah, there's still coming in. One thing is to catch the ball, but another is being a route runner. Because in Andy's system, this isn't just swinging out of the backfield and throw your check down. You're running routes, and you're running everything the receiver's got to run. So what has it been like for you to learn how to route run?
I mean, I feel like in all season I play 7-on-7 and I play football in all season, and I love playing that, and that's why I take every game when I go in playing every game on Sunday that I'm playing 7-on-7, but I only getting tackled. I feel like when I go out there and play 7-on-7, it's more fun. You catching the ball, and it's crazy how they get in the ball in 7-on-7. So when I get my chance to look at the playbook and when I'm split out wide receiver, I'm thinking I'm just giving a good old fake nod like I'm playing 7-on-7, and that's what it is. I'm just out there enjoying myself, and I'm loving it.
It seems like this team's having fun. We're having fun, but this team's having fun. I mean, is that correct? I mean, everybody's on task, but everybody's just, that locker room's different, man.
Yeah, because, it's rough when it's so tough and tight. You can't do that. But now, like, everybody relax and like, we got massages every day, so everybody just feeling good. So, man, you need that. You need to have fun, you know what I'm saying? Winning or losing, you just need to enjoy the game you playing. I think if you have fun, that makes the game be more funner. And I think the guys there in the locker room, we have fun with each other, and we not buying in with we just leave after work. We all family, and that's the way we took it. At we all brought in as we gonna do this together as a family, and I think that's what it is. I think we bring brothers, and we don't show no backbone. We just we all in it together.
This is a band of brothers, ladies and gentlemen, that's wearing your uniform. Now, before we go to break, I'm going to ask you about one other part of the game, and it's really important when I watch video, because there's stuff that I can't follow when I'm doing play-by-play. I'm following the ball, and you run the ball, and you catch the ball. But when I watch that video, and I see you pass protect, you are awesome at it. And I mean, I know you watch the ball as a fan, but a lot of these plays for Alex and for your teammates are because you're picking up the blitzes, but you're not only picking up the blitzes, you're jacking guys. Now, what about the pride you take in that? Because that doesn't show up anywhere on the stat sheet I just read on.
Yeah, I mean, the pride I take in that, I took that all the way back from college. My running back coach always told me to play in the NFL, to play any running back, you got to learn how to block. And if you can't block, you can't play running back. So I took pride of being, and I always tell people that about my coach record. He always taught me that, and I take pride in that. So when I see somebody coming, I try to smack them. Choke them off.
He can run it, he can catch it, he can smack them. All right? So, and one more time before the break, when you smack dudes like that, it's time to put the hammer down, baby. Got it. We come back. My nickname for him is Port Arthur, and you'll find out when we come back. Again, we're at Jazz Louisiana Kitchen. This is our Midwest Ford Dealers Chiefs Kingdom show with none other than Jamal Charles. We'll be back after this on the Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network.
Right there. See Debbie on the poster?
Back, ladies and gentlemen, this is our Midwest Ford Dealers Chiefs Kingdom Show, live from Jazz Louisiana Kitchen at 39th and State Line, just across the street from the University of Kansas Medical Center. Yes, that play was the longest play in Kansas City Chiefs history on a running play. 91 yards last year to beat the New Orleans Saints. The man that is with me tonight has the highest average per carry in the history of the National Football League. It goes back to 1921. Jamal Charles with us tonight. Okay, before we talk to Jamal about his background and his family's here tonight, we talked about the band of brothers and your locker room family. Let's pick up our Time Warner Cable turning point play of the game. With everything that happened yesterday, Cleveland still has the ball. They get a field goal, it's tied at 20-20, and we're going to overtime. They get a touchdown, there's no 8-0 celebration. Fourth down. Game is on the line. It's time for the Time Warner Cable play of the game. Turning. Ball game. Flush the Browns. Flush the Browns. If it's Brown, flush it down, and the Chiefs did that. They are now 8-0. And again, Jamal Charles with us. Now, you're on the sideline watching all this, so you're seeing 4, 10, and 7. What's going through your mind?
I mean, the defense, they do a great job every year. They've been doing a great job this year and every game they played this year. I mean, the defense, what they just, what the fans come and bring to the defense, they bring the defense alive. And what the Tumba and Justin be able to do this year is just unbelievable. Just getting after the quarterback and just sacking them and making it force for them and helping the DBs back there pick the ball off. Man, what Tumba and Justin do just an amazing job.
We're sitting here 40-some minutes after the hour. This show started near the top of the hour, and people are going, ask him about his knee. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I think I came back in the game and I finished well. And now I'm just worrying about just trying to focus on this week coming up.
And the blisters are okay? Where are we at on the blisters?
Oh, the blisters been gone, so
okay.
We'll be good with the blisters.
Now, Silver, I want to say it because Rick Burkholder. Now, what about that dude? He came with Andy. That guy's something else.
Rick.
The athletic trainer. Rick. It's all right. But he put silver on your toes. He goes, here's where we're going to put these silver things on. And go, I hope this works. But it works.
I mean, what Rick be able to do it with the whole team to try to get back every time, every game somebody played. I know Rick did a great job of getting them back on the field, and they did a great job preparing me in the training room and got me back on the field yesterday. Because at first I thought I couldn't run, and what they did was just amazing. They just went in and just opened me up, and I was able to finish the game, and so I was happy that I'm not really hurt, and I'm still can pursue having a great season.
You're good tonight? Everything's fine?
I'm fine tonight. I'm just ready for another Sunday.
Nobody touches knee. Got it? and nobody touched the blisters. Because Brad G Brad's here tonight. Chiefs PR does a great job with Sidney Ricker here. Brad was telling us, hey, it's a questionable return, and we're going, we see you down on the bike. Kendall Game was saying, he's down on the bike, he's riding the bike. And then you go running in the game, and everything was all cool. Now, this leads me into this, I call you Port Arthur, or PA. That's my nickname. I give nicknames to people I really like. And because of the Port Arthur toughness, the toughness you grew up with to be what you are, what about the pride you have in your toughness and the pride of Port Arthur toughness?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just different from everybody. I think I play with a lot of passion. I play with a lot of energy, and I play with a lot of physical on the field. So, I mean, what I take, I'm happy to be from Port Arthur, and they raised me well, and now I'm just you know what I'm saying, continue to try to pursue my goal, try to be the best NFL player, running back in the league.
Joe Washington came from Port Arthur. That's another guy that kind of fits the mold. He was great at Oklahoma and with the Washington Redskins. There have been just tons of athletes come out of there. Were you guys good at Memorial High School? Did you guys have a good team?
Oh, yeah. We went to the playoff every year. And we lost my senior year in the first round to Brandon LaFell. So it was a hard feeling, but great. I had a great chance to go to University of Texas.
And you do something in the summer. You help in the summer. You love kids, and you heard about 7-on-7, but you got a big deal in the summer. The guys go down and help you with.
Yeah, every year I have a football camp every year, and it's my foundation sponsoring it, and Reebok's been sponsoring it. But this year, Puma taking over my camp this year, and sponsoring my camp this year. But every year it been great success so far. Some of the guys came out last year. Brandon Flowers, Kendrick Lewis, DJ Derrick Johnson, Cyrus Gray, and Niall Davis came out, and Quentin Dips came out as well.
Awesome. And the kids benefit. The kids of the Gulf Coast region are the ones who benefit. Love this guy. All right, we're going to be back to close things out. I'm going to ask him about the Buffalo Bills when we come back. Anyway, at the Midwest Ford Dealers Chiefs Kingdom Show at Jazz Louisiana Kitchen, 39th and State Line. We'll be back after this. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Chiefs football.
He probably will.
Yeah, he'll play. Sweet music to the ears of those in the Chiefs Kingdom, ladies and gentlemen. Back in our Midwest Ford Dealers Chiefs Kingdom show. And we're at Jazz Louisiana Kitchen, 39th and State Line, with the man who's closing in. Well, I'm not going to talk about it. We're closing in on the Buffalo Bills, all right? Because right now the Chiefs are 8-0. And want to be 9-0 to win over the Bills, and you owe these guys. Let's talk about Buffalo and getting ready. Because I want to ask you about this, because one thing I noticed Andy has been able to do, and I told Rick Barnes this, is that it's week to week. He keeps you guys locked in on the task at hand. What about how he's been able to do that, and what about getting ready for Buffalo?
I mean, every week is a different game plan, so we know it's getting really where our body is really starting to get so we got one more game, and that's how we got to think, like, it's our last game of the season. Then we go home because we got a bye week next week. So as long as the guys gonna play real good because we got a bye week, and after the bye week we gonna leave everything on the field because we got the bye week. So I think we just go out there and just leave everything on the field and just go reckless and just win the game.
I want to ask you about Buffalo. Your rookie year, 08, bad game. 09, not you personally, bad game. 10, win because the dude slips. Fitzpatrick slips, yes. We're going to talk about you in a second. And 11, bad game. So you owe these guys. What about getting back at them? Because they're a good defense. It's a good defense you're going to play.
Last year I didn't do too well either, so, I had 6 yards, and I was very upset. And then we had that conversation, and I came back to the New Orleans game, and I was like, whoa. So I was like, I really was embarrassed of that game. So, I mean, just playing them with a good coach and a good game plan, I just know I have more than 6 yards. So I'm just really excited just to play these guys again. And I know every year we've been playing these guys, we always been fighting each other. So I mean, they not a bad team. They're a good team, and they gonna come in and try to give us their all. Every team now is trying to beat the best team. Like we was trying to beat the best team too. So I know how every team gonna play and prepares, and they gonna give us their best shot. So we got to come up in there and ready to play, and just know that just leave it on the field, and we have a bye week, and our bodies be rest up for Denver.
About ready to close things up, but just 30 seconds left, and for our television audience, they can see your wonderful family, your beautiful girls. What about your family?
I mean, my girls, I think the second year I brought them to the Chiefs Kingdom, and, she was still a baby, probably like 3 months, and she was probably not even 1.5 yet. So, I mean, the kids grow big, and, I'm saying, my wife, she's working on number 3, but
I was going to let you tell everybody.
Yeah, hopefully we get a boy, so.
Let's get ready.
I love my girls.
They're awesome, and they're beautiful. All 3 of your girls here tonight. Jamal, thanks for coming so much. Again, the toughest guy that I've seen wearing a Chiefs uniform. It's time to beat Buffalo.
Yes, it is.
Next week, we're back at Dave & Buster's, I believe, and if Tamba gets his 10th sack, it'll be Tamba Ali. Thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for joining us tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on the Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network. Baby.